guys, and welcome to Pilates today with myself, Jess. Today's class is the first Pilates class that I will be teaching, so we're going to just go through some basic activation to begin with, and keep it quite light, just so that we can really ensure that we are activating our muscles properly in order to strengthen them. So target muscles today are our T-zone, or our transverse abdominis, which is our abdominal muscles and our pelvic floor. We'll also be using our glutes, including our glute med and our back muscles. So really through Pilates, we want to target more of our mid-back, so our lower traps and our rhomboids, in order to strengthen all of our postural muscles. So today, two things before we get started. One, I have this towel here which I'll be using as a pillow to support my my head. If you've got any neck issues or find it difficult through ab curl or sit-ups and things like that with your neck, I definitely encourage that you grab a towel and fold it up to facilitate that rib to hip connection by lifting the head slightly, to help you engage your core. And secondly, please have water. I've got a bottle of water with me. Just please ensure that you've got some water with you. If you don't have any water, I'd suggest that you just pop away quickly and grab some now, especially if you're training outside. Anyway, let's get stuck into it. So our first one that we're going to start with today is our T-zone activation. So what I'd like you to do is lay down on your mat. Again, if you've got if you've got no neck issues, or you just want to lie flat, then you can do so. Otherwise, pop the towel in or a pillow in underneath the head. So for T-zone activation, we just want to pop our, firstly, to make sure our back is flat on the ground. So if you lie down and your back is slightly arched off your mat, what that usually means is that our hip flexors can be quite tight. So we just want to, and that can also cause lower back pain. So we want to roll the pelvis back and under to flatten our back against the mat, and we want to keep it there for the rest of today's class, basically. And from here, if you pop your fingertips in just inside the inside of your hip bones, if you were to activate your T-zone or to cough or laugh, you'd feel a slight palpation against your fingertips. And I want you to keep that gauge today, just to remind yourself of when your T-zone is activated. So from here, I'd like you to first start by pushing out against your fingertips. Make sure you feel that palpation, and we're going into single lift foot. So as you're ready, inhale, lift your foot into tabletop position. Make sure you've still got that palpation in the against the fingertips, and then as you exhale, lower it back down. Make sure our back is still nice and flat against our mat, and try and make sure as you lift your feet that you're not letting your hips rock. And then continuing on there, inhale to lift, exhale, lowering back down. Remembering that we want that palpation the entire time, so continue just to check in with that. Inhale to lift, exhale, lower back down. Make sure our back is still nice and flat against our mat. We've got 4 more here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, and other side. Inhale and exhale. Perfect. Keeping our back flat on the mat, guys, I'd like you to bring both feet into tabletop position now. Squeeze your knees together. From here, make sure that we've still got that palpation. Make sure our back is still flat on our mat, and we're just doing the opposite. So we're just single foot lowers, bringing it back up. What you might find here, especially if your hips are quite tight, is that as you drop, your lower back will arch. So only go as far as you can before your lower back arches, and then just pull it straight back up. You should still be able to feel that palpation in the hips the entire time as well. So this one is inhale to lower down, exhale, draw back up. Inhale, lower down, exhale to draw back up. Continue flattening out that lower back against the mat. Continue pushing out against your fingertips. It's a lot to think about to do this properly. And 4 more. And last one. Alright, excellent. Alright guys, let's just let those hips roll from side to side before we get into our next one. So we're going to progress our core movements here. And we're going to start doing that by our single leg stretch. Single leg stretch, keep your head and shoulders on the mat if you've got any neck issues. Alternatively, we're going to come into our first little tuck. So lifting our head and shoulders up off the mat, eye gaze should be towards our knees, and we're really focusing on drawing our rib cage down towards our hip bones. From here, tuck that left knee in towards the chest and extend the right leg. So you're in your first position here. For our breathing, we're going to go inhale to hold, exhale to change, inhale, hold, exhale to change. Nice slow controlled movements here. And make sure we try and lift up through the chest in order to draw our ribs towards our hips. Our back now should be nice and flat against the mat. And if you're feeling any hip clicking or if you're feeling any kind of loading through the lower back, don't take the leg down as far. So you can keep them up a little bit higher, which will make this easier. Again, if you're struggling here, if your neck is starting to get tight now, lower your head back down to your mat. What tends to happen, especially when I teach this movement to my clients, is that people tend to go quite fast as if it was a bicycle, and that's fine, that's cool. But for this movement, we just want to stay nice and slowly for now. Nice and slow, rather, for now. Got 4 more. Last one. Excellent. Alrighty guys, for our next one, we're just going into our ab curls with our feet in tabletop, feet down. So I'm going to take my towel out. From here, as you're ready, a lot of people pop their hands behind their back, behind their head. I find that if I do that, and when most of my clients do that, they pull on their neck, and we don't want that. It's not fun. So keep your hands above your head here, and then as you're ready, we're just drawing ribs towards hips as we lift. Exhale and inhale to lower back down. Try and flatten out our stomach here as we lift, and try to not to tuck your chin all the way to your chest. So you want to have as if you had an apple or an orange or any type of fruit really that's a circle in underneath your chin, to make sure that we're not completely tucking that chin in, and make sure we're taking our eye gaze just over the top of our knees as we lift up. 2 more here. And last one. Alright, bringing our feet up now to tabletop position for me. I want you to squeeze your knees together, really focus on that hugging of the knees. Hands go up. As you're ready, we're going to continue that movement. This time it's progressed. So if at any time over this next couple of movements in this series, if you feel like it's getting too difficult, you're loading your lower back or you're hurting your neck, pop your feet back down and start again. As you're ready, exhale, lift, eye gaze to the knees, and lower back down. And flatten out through that stomach. Continue to squeeze those knees together. 4 more. Inhale to lower down, exhale to lift up. And last one. Keep that lift. We've just got 10 double leg extensions. So from here we take those legs out. Inhale, draw back in. Exhale, lift out. Inhale, draw back in. Continue that tuck. Really try and focus on tucking your rib cage down towards your hips. 3, 4. If you'd like to make this one harder, go a little bit lower. Bring it back in. If this is getting a little bit too difficult, take the legs a little bit higher. Rest your head and shoulders down. Got 5 to go. Alrighty. Whew. Okay, shake those knees out from side to side. Let them hang. Relax the lower back. Nice little release there. Okay, obliques. So the obliques are the ones down the side. They're our major corsetry muscles. So these are what give you that hourglass figure. So ladies, alright, bring our feet in nice and firmly planted against the ground here. Going to lift our hands up in the same fashion as before. And then as you exhale, you're going to take one hand through the thigh, one hand on the outside. We're trying to target opposite rib to hip now, and then come back over the top. And same thing. Lifting and lowering, making sure our eye gaze just goes over the outside of the knee that you'll roll into. Doing really well here, guys. Continuing on. We've got 4 more. And last one. Alright. We all know what's next, the progression. So lifting our feet into tabletop. Try not to let them move here. And then as you're ready, lifting up and lowering back down, and then out to the opposite side. Making sure here that we've still got that slight tuck of the chin, but not all the way to the chest. So we've still got our imaginary piece of fruit in between our chin and our chest. If you don't like fruit, maybe it's a tennis ball, lacrosse ball, hockey ball. I don't know, I'm sure it's endless amounts of circular shaped objects that you can pop in there. Got 4 more, continuing that breathing. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower back down. Alright, continue that lift. From here, we're just going to extend one leg at a time as we lower it down. Got 5 more. 1. Exhale, light, take it out. Inhale, bring it back in. 2, 3, and 4. Alright, lower it back down. Alright, hopefully your T-zone and your core are nice and switched on here. We're now going to move to, we're continuing on with those obliques, but we're going to also start with some, they're called glutes. So, rolling onto the side. I'd like you to take your left hand now and place it palm face up, and let your ear rest on your shoulder. Your top hand, just to begin with, can support you here. We're just going into a double leg lift, and what we're trying to do here is draw our rib down to our hip and shorten that off there as we lift our legs up in the air. Inhale to lift up, exhale as you lower it back down. going really well. Sounds quite relaxing, just lying down on your side. Two more. And last one. Alright. Leave that top leg now completely lifted up. And then as you're ready, lower your bottom leg down. Try not to roll off of that. And then draw it in and connect it to the top leg. So that top glute's working, that top oblique, and our adductors in the inside of our legs are also working here, which is a little bit spicy. Two more. And last one. Nicely done. From here, we're just going to paddle the feet. So nice and long, point those toes and small little side kicks. If you'd like now to have that top hand off the mat and just leave it on your hip to make this harder. If you'd like to make it easier, bring that hand back down and hold. You've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alrighty, we're rolling over now, guys. I'm just going to go to the other end of my mat so that I'm not facing the opposite direction. Again here, palm face up, ear towards your shoulder, and we're just going into our double leg lift, so lifting up and lowering back down. Again, inhale to lift up, exhale to lower back down. You can use that hand to support you in front if you need to. Should really start to feel that shortening between the rib and the hip. Two more. And last one. Alright, so lifting that top leg up, holding it on there, and we're just going to draw that bottom leg up towards the top one. Again, using our glutes, our obliques, and our adductors. 5 more. Woo. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. And last one here, just paddling those feet. Try and keep your hand up and on your hip. Try and keep those legs nice and high in order to continue closing off that rib to hip and strengthening through your obliques. 10, 9, rolling around. 8, this side's obviously a lot weaker than the other side, especially through my stabilizers. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done, guys. Alright, let's just quickly stretch through those oblique muscles now before we move on to our glutes. So we're going into our mermaid stretch. Sitting with one foot parallel to the front of the mat and the other leg parallel to the side. And from here, hairs all over the place. From here, we're just going to take the left hand over the top and reach. Take your eye gaze in between your middle fingers. Few big deep breaths. You can feel that stretch completely through the sideline. And reaching up, cartwheel the hands, and we'll go over to the other side. Excellent, coming back to the center and changing over. Alrighty. So from here, we're just going to pop the, which way do we go this way? Reaching up and over. Alright, and as you're ready, back over and changing to the other side. Alrighty, glutes, let's move on. So, back to our side lying position now. From here, I'd like you to bring your heels together in line with your hip bones and nice and long through the side of the torso. So you should be able to lift your oblique up off the mat in order to continue to engage those obliques. And we're just starting with our clam. So I'd like you to take your top hand and place it on your butt. This is the best way to feel the activation. So on your traditional underwear line, you should be able to feel a small little palpation as you lift and lower that knee. So lift and squeeze and really try and feel that, that palpation there as you lift, and try not to roll out. So keep it nice and small. Just feel that squeeze as you lift and then lower back down. Excellent. 2 more. And last one. Alright, take that top leg out now. From here, pointing the toe, we want a nice long line from the hip, so hip, knee and ankle are all in alignment. I'd like you to touch your big toe to the ground and then lift up. Really tiny movement here, right? So what tends to happen is if you see this online, you see people in the gym or on Instagram and they throw the leg up as if they're trying to do a nice log stretch and they're trying to pop their hip out of their hip crest. We don't want that. We just want a really tiny movement, really only ranging between 30 and 50 centimeters is enough. Otherwise your hip or your glute can't manage that load and you will gear in or load the lower back or lumbar spine. Good job guys, doing really well. You've got 4, 3, 2, hold it there, tiny circles. Ooh, I'm going to support myself with my hand. 9, your glute should be screaming at you right now, mine is. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and roll back the other way. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alright, draw those knees forward now guys. We're going a little bit deeper, so this one, this activation should be felt in our deep hip rotator, which is kind of directly underneath your butt. Shin should be parallel to the front of the mat, lifting up through the side of the waist, and then we just want to open out there. Again, you should be able to feel that activation as you lift and squeeze. Good job guys, doing really well. Keep lifting. Should start to feel that nice Pilates burn. 5, 4, keep that hip lifted. Exhale as you open, inhale to close. 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Last one here. We're going for a bit of an internal rotation from the hip. So take the leg out, facing the front of the mat, internally rotate so your big toe is facing towards the ground, and then we just want to go into a tiny little lift. Again, this one should be quite small. You'll feel this straight away in that glute. Does not like it. We've just got 10 here. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Other side. Okay guys, so again, nice long line, knees are together, feet are in line with our hip bone, and then as you're ready, we just open out. making sure we can feel that palpation. We should be able to pop our hand on our glute, on the traditional underwear line. You should be able to feel that squeeze. Doing really well. You've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Take that leg out now in line with the hip, so ankle, knee and hip are in line with each other, and we're just going for our tiny little lifts. Make sure that we've still got that oblique up and off the mat. And relax the shoulders. Let's call that 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Alright, deep hip rotator, bring it forward. We forgot our circles, sorry, we've got to go back. When I say we, I mean I. Alright, lift that leg now, and tiny little circles for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and reverse the circle back the other way. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now we're moving into the deep hip rotator. So shin is parallel to the front of your mat, still nice and long through the torso, and then we just open out. So again, feeling this palpation, if we want to touch your butt a little bit further down in the glute. Doing really well, guys. We're almost there. Got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. All right, last one. Okay. Oh, I hate this one. It really hurts. Big toe down towards the ground, rotating from the hip joint, and then just lifting up. We've got 10, 9, 8, 6, 5. Did I just miss 7? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Sorry about that, I can't count. Alright, let's stretch those glutes, guys. So lying down on our back, draw that knee in towards the chest and just try it open out. If this stretch isn't deep enough for you, draw the knee in towards the chest and hold on there. I think that one's quite deep for me, actually. My glutes are quite tight. And switching over to the other side. Again, pick your variation for your glute stretch. Excellent. Alrighty guys, the last one that I want to do here is more just I guess movement rather than strengthening, but awareness of movement. So for this next one, we're looking at our ability to control our scapula or our shoulder blades. So I'd like you to take your hands out in front of you, roll the shoulders down and back. Now, I do not want you to bend your elbows. All I want you to do is round forward as if you were about to, I don't know, hug someone in front of you. Closing that posture off, and then as you're ready, without bending your elbows, lift up, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and palms will face slightly up, rolling down and around and lifting back up. make sure here that as we squeeze the shoulder blades together and we draw them in closer to each other, we aren't lifting up through the shoulders. So we want to keep our scapula, our shoulder blades down. We just want to protract them together. Now what tends to happen is if we do this, is if you don't have the mobility through your shoulder blades, you will just cheat and bend your elbows. Keep going. So just keep watching your elbows because you'll notice as you get tired, you'll start to lift up through the shoulders and you'll start to just bend the elbows to manage the movement. 2 and 1. Nicely done. Alright, next one. This is our last one for today. Is just taking our hands up and overhead and trying to manage depression of the shoulder blades. So pulling the shoulder blades down. This one is really, really good if you are quite stressed or if you work at a computer a lot and you tend to lift up through the shoulders. We need to be able to draw them down and have awareness of that movement. So lifting our hands all the way up above our head, and then as you're ready, just pull down through the shoulder blades. So creating space between the ear and the neck, or down through the neck. So just lift up and pull down. Really, really subtle movement, but very, very effective and very, very good for you. So all we're doing here is elevation and depression of the shoulder blades. Got 4 more. And last one. Whew. Alrighty guys, so if you want to do a quick stretch, just drawing our arm across the body here and tucking it in. So that's it for today. If you've got any questions or feedback, please feel free to shoot it through on our Facebook. Otherwise, I hope you go and have an amazing day, and we'll see you in the next class.